that, for example, the mother of Mary, by the way, we have a chapter about her.
Really?
Yeah. Look, what denomination?
Just Catholic.
Do you believe Jesus to be God?
No, I think he is not God.
Do you believe that God should be one and unique?
I think so, yeah.
Good. So do you believe that God can be a man?
No.
You're close to Islam.
Yeah. What do you do to people that don't believe in your God?
Okay, are you ready to hear this?
Yeah.
It's going to be very brutal.
I'm fine.
Assalamualaikum sahabat Tebar Salam. Siapakah yang tak mengenal Muhammad Ali Dakwah? Iya betul, dialah mualaf muda penuh semangat yang aktif menyebarkan agama Islam di negara Inggris. Ali, begitulah biasa temannya memanggil. Tak pernah melewatkan hari Minggu untuk selalu berdakwah di Hyde Park, kota London. Ali biasa berada di sana dari jam 1 siang hingga jam 8 malam. Baru-baru ini ada kejadian lucu yang membuatnya tersenyum, yaitu ketika ada seorang gadis cantik yang bertanya tentang agama Islam padanya. Tentu saja Ali sangat bersemangat untuk menceritakan kedamaian Islam pada gadis ini. Namun tanpa ia sangka dan ini membuatnya tersenyum adalah ketika si gadis terkejut saat Ali memberitahunya bahwa ada sosok Bunda Maria dalam Al-Qur'an. Kita simak dialognya.
But yeah, I saw Sister Madeline. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's good. You had a question. You said that your friend had a question about Islam, and you haven't read the Qur'an before, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, sure. So what's the question?
I'm asking, what do you do to people that don't believe in your God?
Okay, are you ready to hear this?
Yeah.
It's going to be very brutal.
I'm fine.
We give them dawah. We invite them to Islam.
Okay.
So I don't know what your friend told you, but people that don't believe, for example, in Islam, they're in categories. So there's the people of the book, Ahlul Kitab. So we as Muslims, we believe the Jews and the Christians are people of the book. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, good. So we will class you as the people of the book. So you are closer to us than the polytheists. So the polytheists go down the categories of idol worshippers. So these are people who worship statues. You don't agree with that, I don't agree with that, right? Okay, good. So as Christians, that's the reason why Allah says in the Qur'an, tell the people of the book, which is you, we come together and we worship God alone, which you say the Father.
Yeah.
Yes. So in a nutshell, we are commanded in Islam that we live in harmony and peace together with the Christians and the Jews. So when Islam was ruling the world, a vast majority of the world, a lot of Christians lived under the rule of Islam in peace. They had their own cathedrals, their own churches, their own laws. They could drink alcohol, eat pork in their vicinity. So, and they were a protected group, meaning, for example, the Prophet Muhammad, when even Umar ibn Khattab, he was one of the second Caliph of Islam, when he took over Jerusalem, he had a covenant, a treaty with the Christians and the Jews that they will live side by side in peace and they have rights. If an external enemy was to come and attack the Christians, the Muslims will be there to defend them. If an external enemy came to attack the Jews, the Muslims will be there to defend them. And the same goes if an external enemy came to attack the Muslims, the Jews and the Christians will help the Muslims to fight them. So there is a perception that in Islam it says, the disbeliever, you kill them. This is nonsense. This is only talking about specific individuals who are hostile. So in the Qur'an, in chapter 60, verse 8, Allah says in the Qur'an, we do not forbid you from being just and kind to those who do not fight you and kick you out from your houses. So in a nutshell, to answer your question, Sister Madeline, we are told that a principle is number one, we share Islam with everybody. Christian, Jew, Hindu, whoever you are. That's the number one thing that we believe that the disbelievers have a right because they want to hear the message of Islam. That's number one. Number two, if they choose to reject it, then that's upon them because in the Quran in Surah Baqarah, it's the second chapter of the Quran, there is no compulsion in religion. I can't force you to accept Islam. It defeats the purpose. If I forced you, then you didn't really embrace it. So in Islam, strictly, no Muslim is allowed to force a non-Muslim to accept Islam.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any other questions? Is there anything else?
No, that's
okay.
it.
So let me talk just quickly.
Yeah.
I know you need to go. About what our belief is in pertaining to our doctrine. We believe there is one God. We believe He's not a man. He's not a statue. He's not an idol. There is nothing like Him. So, are you a Christian that believes Jesus to be God, or do you believe Jesus to be God?
No, I think he's just a creature of Him. He's His son, or He is not God. But
are you a Jehovah's Witness?
No,
okay,
I'm not.
What denomination?
Just Catholic.
You're Catholic. Okay, so good. So you believe that, for example, the mother of Mary, by the way, we have a chapter about her.
Really?
Yeah, look.
Really?
Tahukah Anda mengapa gadis ini terkejut? Itu karena Maria dalam Bible hanya disebutkan tak kurang dari 61 kali dalam Perjanjian Baru. Dan Maria adalah nama perempuan yang paling populer di kalangan Yahudi Palestina pada masa itu. Bahkan 1 dari 5 wanita Yahudi pastilah bernama Maria. Sedangkan dalam Al-Quran, Maria diabadikan menjadi sebuah nama surat yang menceritakan kehidupannya dengan lebih komprehensif daripada yang dikisahkan dalam Bible. Dan tentu saja fakta ini membuyarkan tuduhan bahwa Al-Quran menyalin kisah dari Bible.
This is very interesting, bro. Can I have a... So, look, check this out, sister, yeah? So I'll open the Qur'an on my app.
Oh.
Yeah, look. I'm going to write there, Maryam. Chapter Mary. We've got a whole chapter on the name of the mother of Jesus. And Jesus is talked about in the Qur'an as well. We as Muslims, we have to believe in Jesus. Any Muslim that says he doesn't believe in Jesus, he can't be a Muslim. So we believe, and also the Qur'an came also to defend her honor. Because the Jews said about her, the Jews used to say, not all obviously, the Jews back in those times when Jesus came, and we believe in his miraculous birth, we believe in his miracles that he done, we believe he spoke in the cradle when he was a baby, he spoke to defend his mother, because the Jews used to say that they used to claim Mary to be an adulterer, and the Quran comes to defend that this is not true. We believe she was one of the most amazing women to walk this earth. There are 4 that the Prophet Muhammad mentioned. She's one of them. She was an amazing woman. So we have utmost respect for the mother of Jesus. We have utmost respect for Jesus. And all we say is the following. We should not worship anybody except God. This is the main message of Islam. All the Muslims here, we worship God alone. We do not worship any idols. And that's why we tell the Christians that Jesus, because some believe Jesus is God. We say no. How could a man be God? Which you agree to.
Yeah.
And we call this the fitrah. You know what you said? When I said it to you, we say you are programmed to know this. Even if I didn't tell you about Islam, if I said to you, do you believe Jesus is God? You say no. Right?
Yeah.
So the main message of Islam is what? Let's worship the one true God. And Jesus is his prophet. Yes? Like in the Bible it says in Acts 2 verse 22, Jesus of Nazareth, a man chosen by God with wonders, miracles and signs which God did by him, and you are a witness to it. So Islam in a nutshell, sister, is worship God alone, except you have the Old Testament, you have the New Testament, this is the final testament. This approves and talks about the other scriptures. It affirms Moses, it affirms Jesus, it affirms Abraham. All it says is this is the final testament, accept this and believe in it.
Okay.
Setelah mendapatkan pengetahuan tentang Bunda Maria dalam Al-Quran, gadis ini nampak senang sekali. Dan pemahamannya tentang Islam menjadi lebih baik. Dalam kata penutup, ahli dakwah tak lupa mendoakan sang gadis agar ditunjukkan ke jalan hidayah oleh Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Amin ya Robbal Alamin.